So, you guys ever look at your Steam library and think, I'm never going to play like 90% of these? Sometimes you don't even remember buying these games. And some of them were gifted to you, and then you realized you hate the entire genre they come from. But you can't refund a gift, so it just sits there. Forever. But maybe, oh, just maybe, we should all appreciate our stockpile of unplayed games just a bit more. Because you never know when one of these games might just disappear. That's right, I'm sure you know, but sometimes games just poof and disappear from Steam. Sometimes it's licensing, and sometimes it's the Chinese government.
Good luck, human.
Now, I'm sure you've heard of these two poker games before. The gambling simulators with various pop culture characters at the table with you. Blah, 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 the second one is an upgrade in every way, blah, 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 Telltales goes under, yada, 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 no more Iron Curtain. Everyone knows the gist. But really, I just wanted to complain about this. Because, man, I don't even know how to play poker. I just fumble around in RDR2 online till I win 50 cents and get out of there like I won one of those poker tournaments you'd wake up to in the middle of the night after you fell asleep on your couch in 2009. But man, would I have learned to play if I could get my hands on these. But no, sadly it's highly unlikely these are ever coming back. What with the characters and all? Though some Telltale games were safe from the collapse of the studio. Like Tales from the Borderlands, but that's because it's 100%, Borderlands game, which is owned by 2K, so it could still go to somebody. And Minecraft Story Mode, famous for this. And, of course, this.
And I'm Captain Sparkles. Though, maybe you know that already.
But that actually isn't on Steam or even the Xbox store. No. It's original season, not season 2 or anything else. No, just its original season is available on Netflix. Just makes for riveting television, I know. Now, we could probably still maybe have had Poker Night if it just stuck with video game and internet characters, but we got these guys over here. Now, would you really want to deal with Adult Swim? They know some dark magic. They figured out how to make cartoons on a budget of 20 Canadian quarters a year. But really though, the real reason is Mr. Evil Dead over here. Oh, excuse me, I'm at Mr. Army of Darkness over here. Because the real dark magic is the copyright to the Evil Dead series. Now, this one's a bit of a mystery. Maybe. Now, if you go and look up Mortal Kombat 9 on Steam, you won't find it. You'll just find whatever the hell's going on here. Now, it was on Steam. I even own it, and my Steam account isn't that old, so it was removed not that long ago. So, why? Well, if you head over to www.google.gov and ask just why did this happen, you'll get this.
Mortal Kombat 9 is removed from sale on Steam. The game's only digital version on the storefront. Mortal Kombat Complete Edition was removed at the request of the publisher. Therefore, the game may have been removed from Steam due to Warner Bros.
Now, the only question on everyone's mind is, why? Maybe it was because of Freddy Krueger, but if they really wanted to get rid of him, they could have taken it down and replaced it with the normal version and just sold all the DLC characters as well, DLC. Maybe they're too lazy. I mean, I wouldn't know how to do that, so why would they? Or maybe there's another reason, a much more sinister one. Boobs.
From the high desert in the great American Southwest, I'm Art Bell, and we're going to start the night by opening up the lines. And I can already tell you folks,
So it seems we have another mystery on our hands. Prey is missing from the Steam store, and nobody seems to know why exactly. It was reported a while back that Steam had sold out of digital copies of the game. However that works, I don't know. This has led people to come to the idea that it must be tied to some, CD key nonsense, but Bethesda could just make more, so why haven't they? You'd think after canceling the original Prey 2, after going so many years without even mentioning Prey, that once Prey 2017 came out, despite it being loosely connected at best, that they'd want people to be able to play the original Prey. But I mean, I guess not. So hopefully with the newfound attention that it's been getting recently, because if you haven't noticed, there's been a good deal of videos that's gotten quite a bit of attention from YouTubers, that maybe Bethesda will bring it back. I mean, what is stopping them, really? I don't know. It's a mystery. But the odd thing to me, though, is, like I said, it was reported that it's sold out. But that report came out in 2009. So, if you can't do the math, it's been quite a while since this happened. And Bethesda hasn't done anything in that time? I don't know.
Next time on The Culling, you and 15 other contestants will fight to be the last one standing.
The story of The Culling in general is just so sad. So basically, The Culling 1 comes out. It's one of the first battle royales to really, get there. Very early, very trendsetter. And it's a bit of a breakout hit, while it was still in early access. Streamers were playing it, people in general were having a good time. And then it goes to being fully released, and well, it quickly fell out of public conversation. And then soon the player base went with it. So the big brains over at I wrote this down, but I actually haven't said it out loud. Zanviant, yeah, whatever, we're just call it Zanviant, shut down any work on the Culling 1, and then later dropped the trailer for the Culling 2, which to many, well, not many, more like everybody who saw the trailer, looked really, really bad. It looked like one of those Unity asset flip games, something called Survival Nation or whatever. That, plus, unlike the Culling 1, which was a bit of a trailblazer, the Culling 2 was just a hodgepodge of every other aspect of every other battle royale that was popular at the time. It was, well, dead on arrival, and everyone hated it. So much so that Zanviant shut it down, and then the most thumb-ass move of all time, they came back with a game called The Culling Origins, as if, we needed the origin story to the Culling, if that's even what it means, which wanted you to pay per match of the game. And I'm not even sure if that one even came out. In the end, the only thing that's left is the Culling 2 listed on Steam, and you can't buy it, though. So, rip Culling. A pretty mid-game. Now we could talk about the game that shall not be named and how its removal made Steam put its foot down ever so slightly after they released the floodgates to become one of the most popular porn sites in the world. Or we could talk about Devotion, which was very notably and publicly removed because it was going to make the Chinese government big angry. Or the vast amount of games taken down due to music licenses. But side note, yeah, I know, another one. But you really think more games would take that into account? Like, every time a game had a soundtrack with real music, quote-unquote, every time that gets remastered or ported to a new console or whatever, I always see people mad or worried about the game's music getting removed or changed. I don't know. You'd think they'd consider whether or not they really needed Billie Jean on the radio, Anyway, I could talk about all that, but while researching stuff for this list, because I wasn't only going to talk about Poker Night, I found a story from 2014 that was just amazing. So there's this game called Paranautical Activity. Just an amazing play on words there. It's a roguelike FPS, and it looks like a first-person Trove, damn. The breakdown with guns, even. Anyway, it's actually not half bad, and I know this because I bought it. Oh yeah, it's on Steam, for sale. Now, why exactly am I talking about this? Well, it popped up a few times while I was researching. And, like I said, the reason why it was removed from Steam in the grand year of 2014, well, that's because Valve didn't update the game from early access to the full game. And the creator of the sorta marine-themed FPS saw it fit to make death threats towards Gabe Newell. A little harsh, right? I know. Valve seemed to think so, because, they promptly removed that shit right afterwards. Now, to play devil's advocate here, just a little, it seemed like it was more a general Twitter breakdown outburst with Many poor choices of words, you know. Didn't really come across as him hunting down Gabe Newell, you know, and icing his ass, but still probably a bad choice from a business standpoint, what can I say? I took a high school marketing class, and rule number 1, don't say you want to kill people. Now, to end this little story and the video, basically, why exactly is it back? Well, a few months later, it reappeared on Steam, and the reason being was that the company that owned the legendary roguelike water-themed Odyssey just sold the game to a different company, and they slapped it back up on Steam. So, all's well that ends well. And that was like 6 years ago, so let's see what the original devs are doing now. Well, they haven't been active on their Twitter since last Christmas, and they have only 2 games on Steam. Well, at least the 20 reviews are positive. So, people, when the next Steam sale rolls around, don't feel too bad about adding another 20 video games to your library that you'll never play. You got them for dirt cheap, and you never know when a game you own is just gonna poof and disappear.